Well, hey guys, I just have a few things I'd like to go over with you real quick, and I thought it'd be easier for me to just send you a quick video message than trying to text all of you or call you each. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, hey, just a few things I want to go over real quick. One are your teams, your age groups. I also want to go over some assignments that they asked for us to fill while we're there. So, a couple things. First is going to be team breakup. So, basically, it's this. It's confusing because we have teams, and so do they. But I'll do it by ages. Ages 4 to 5 will be Katie Davidson with Alyssa McCloskey as the assistant coach. Ages 6 and 7 will be Summer Kennedy, and Joey Amundsen will be your backup coach. Ages 8 through 9 will be Carl Anderson, and your backup coach will be Ken Kraus. Another 8 and 9 grade will be Josh Fisher and Joe Cordes. 10 and 11-year-olds will be Johnny Amundsen and Hannah Keys. And the last 10 and 11-year-old group will be Brandon Glatter and Jeremiah Miller. Now, they have a 7th team for age 12. I don't think we're going to have that many 10, 11-year-olds. So Brandon Glatter's team will either absorb the 12-year-olds or he will take over the 12-year-olds if there's a team large enough for that. Okay, so a couple assignments that they asked us to fill that have to do with the camp itself. One is the worship team. We already have that figured out by our high school worship team. Brad, my assistant, will be actually leading that with Gabe and Alyssa and Kenan and Taylor helping him out. They'll be doing our daily worship, and they'll also be leading the worship for the VBS. If they are implying dance team members, then that'll be those people that we picked at our last meeting on Sunday. Our nightly cleanup crew, Josh Fisher, you will be leading that with the help of Joey Amundsen and gathering people to help you get that done and make sure that it's accomplished. Registration coordinator, so you are the people who are going to be running the desk when all the parents and all the kids come in, making sure paperwork is done, making sure payment has been accepted, all that. That's going to be led by Summer. Summer, you're going to have Jessica Formanak and Claire Carrigar helping you do that. I try to pick all the people for the teams based off what I see them naturally good at, so hopefully that's beneficial. If you're having any issues with any of the people on your team, please let me know as soon as possible so that we can get it adjusted. Our hospitality coordinator, again, trying to think of who would be good in hospitality. Hannah Keys will be running that. Shay Krause will be helping her along with Alyssa McCloskey. Our safety and first aid, obviously I put Katie as a nursing school student into that position. Joe Cordes, being that he is prior military, he's got self-aid buddy care, first aid training through the military for combat, so should know something. Put him with Katie on that. And of course my name is down there as an emergency. Sound setup, we're having Alexander Spencer. For the sports equipment setup and teardown, Brandon Glatter is going to be running that along with the help of Johnny Amundsen and Gabe Hargrave. I think that's all we've got so far as those special teams, and that's for the VBS specifically. Those things are all involved in VBS. Now the meal schedule, the way that we broke it down is basically they don't have the people, Leandro and his wife just had a baby, so they're not going to be available to set up the food and to clean up and do all that stuff like we did for us last year. So we're going to have to help with that. So basically what I did was each meal they asked for 6 people. They asked for 3 people in the beginning to set up and 3 people at the end to tear down. So what I did is I put each team into individual slots. So we've got the breakfast crew, then we got the lunch crew, then we got the evening crew. Each of them takes 6. There's 6 of you on a team, so that should work. You end up doing it 3 times. There's 2 teams that only end up doing it twice. There's a couple meals that aren't on here that we may be there for, so they will participate then. I've got on here, I put them in order of the team list. So number 1, Brandon. Number 2, Lucinda. Number 3, Jeremiah. Number 1, cleanup crew that first morning is Linnea, Katrina, and Josh Lopez. I don't know that it's going to work to divide the team up in 2. It's where Brandon, Lucinda, and Jeremiah set up breakfast, and then Linnea, Katrina, and Josh clean up breakfast. The way I formulated these teams were I picked you people as the team leaders based off your maturity and based off of what I've seen you do in the past. The people I put in your group, I separated them from other people in the mission project for a very specific reason, but then also I try to go off of strengths and weaknesses, and that's why I put certain people where they are. For instance, morning with Brandon on that very first Monday, it says Brandon, Lucinda, and Jeremiah, you're going to set up breakfast, but then the rest of your team, Linnea, Katrina, and Josh Lopez, are going to clean it up. Here's the reality. I don't think those three are going to clean it up. I don't think they have the drive or the organizational skill. So what I'm thinking is, though it says that you're divided in half, and Brandon, your first 3 people will not tear down, I think it should be all 6 of you set up breakfast, all 6 of you tear down breakfast. At lunchtime that day, Johnny, I think your whole team should set up lunch, and your whole team should tear down lunch. And same thing with dinner, and then the rest of the meals as they go. So all 6 of you, I believe, should be setting up and tearing down every meal. This way everyone is involved and we know it's being done right, because I'm kind of putting that responsibility on you as those team leaders to ensure that your people are doing what they're doing. When there's 40 of us, it's very easy for that to get lost. It's also very easy for 1 or 2 people to do all the work and 38 to sit around and do nothing every day. So please be on your people and make sure that they're actually serving. Alright guys, I think that's all we've got. There was something else, but I can't remember what it was. The only other thing on my mind is that we're going to try to do vehicle setup, tear down, clean up, all that stuff on Friday. So getting all the stuff out of it, cleaning it up, and then putting it all back together nice and ready for our trip, making sure we got it all gassed up and everything. The only thing I need to figure out from people, so if you are one of those, I'll try to send a text message tomorrow to everybody to find this out. If you're gluten-free, if you're a diabetic, if you're any of those things, dairy-free, we need to know as we're putting food together for the trip. Alright, I think that's it. Scheduling-wise, as a heads up, being that you guys are team leaders, again, like I said, I chose you for a very specific purpose, and that is based off of your maturity and your experience and your heart, really. So, one of the things that I'm going to need help with throughout this 10-day mission project is you being eyes and ears for me. So if you are seeing students struggling, they're tired, they're being grouchy, they're not getting along with other people, or you see 2 people who just really aren't doing well, or you're concerned about a couple people who keep disappearing, please let me know that, not only for the benefit of those individual people, but also for the benefit of the team. And then on top of that, I talked the other day about us having early mornings, getting little sleep, and that I would try to do something about that. I did talk to the mission organization today, who did talk to the people at the Brazilian Church of Hope. They don't see how we are going to be able to get up any later than 6:45 a.m. or 7 a.m. at the latest. So based just off the daily schedule and all the events that we have happening in the mornings. So with that being said, there could be some considerable griping going on because of the early mornings. I agree that sucks. However, a leadership quality or skill would be that we are able to encourage our people to not gripe, to not complain, but to go ahead and do what needs to be done for the sake of the mission project. So try to encourage people as they complain about lack of sleep. Maybe encourage them to go to bed a little bit earlier and to remember why they're actually on this project. So if you can help me with that, I greatly appreciate it. I think that's going to be actually one of our areas of contention as we're on this trip, because people are going to be so tired. We do have an 11 o'clock bedtime every night, but we know that that's probably not going to happen. Also, one more thing that just popped in my head as a heads up for you. I hope this is not disappointing for you. They're having issues with the church that's hosting us for sleeping, for our lodging. Right now, they're guaranteed 2 rooms. They're hoping to have a 3rd, but they really are not expecting a 4th. So what that means is college and high school probably will not be split up. As a leader in the college ministry, my hope is the same thing with the early mornings, that you would go, not a big deal. It's better to be around the high schoolers anyway, because it means that we get to show them what leadership looks like. We need to get to show them what it looks like to be a mature Christian, and it'll be a little bit more fun. So it's all right. We don't need a separate room. So please keep that mindset. Just because I don't want the team to start off on a bad foot when they find out that we didn't have extra rooms available. So that's about it. All right, guys, I look forward to this trip. I think it's going to be fantastic, and I'm appreciating and grateful for your willingness to step up and lead during the trip and be a great representation of sacrificial leadership. All right, guys, I'll see you soon.